All right, we're going to do the thing with the lights again. Let's see. These are brand new fucking lights here, aren't they? No? No, they have like lenses on them. Okay, I need one, that one in the back, like really bright. Yeah, there you go. Okay, and just leave everything exactly as it is. Don't adjust anything from, until the buzzer goes off. Thank you. Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you what I've been... In the last 40 or so years, I have been on this journey of trying to discover myself, but also to discover how the Aquarian age is going to work out, because I was constantly hyped up about it throughout high school, and before that there was just a huge amount of I wouldn't call it hype, but there was a lot of anticipation of this new age, and hence the term New Age, what it was going to mean. The year 1962, February 4th through the 6th, there was a conjunction of 5 planets. This is kind of astrological, and I'm not into astrology myself. However, the date signified the beginning of the Aquarian age, in which a lot of people predicted and believed that we would embark on this new type of humanity, and the humanity was going to emerge as a result of a new level of consciousness. And I've been doing this cognitive psychology and anthropology thing, and I can see where that time period kind of coalesces with what they were saying. We had the Renaissance. During the Renaissance, we had the emergence of the inner self, where people started to refer to their, instead of describing emotions as physical sensations, they started to describe them as abstract emotions. So during that time period, we had the first considerations of how our brain forms concepts. And as a result, the discipline of drawing with perspective emerged. Because before that, when we looked at things around our environment, buildings were foreshortened. If they were off in the distance, we would see every object gets smaller as you go off to the distance. The walls in this room are all slanted. These are things that we don't normally notice. We translate it into the concept of spatial positioning and depth. The artists during the Renaissance learned a discipline of how to construct and recreate that illusion of perspective in 2 dimensions. So before that, the Romans played around with it, but they got it all wrong. If you go to the museum, the Metropolitan Museum, you'll see some wall drawings where they would draw the entire interior of a wall. The buildings that were out and about around Rome, they drew slanting, but they were slanting all different ways, and they didn't meet in the horizon at where your eye level would be, which is where all buildings actually slant down to. It's an illusion, but your nervous system sees that illusion, and it translates it into depth, the sense of depth. It's a concept. And if you look at your 5 senses that are perceiving your entire universe, you are translating everything that is coming in from your nervous system into concepts. So when you see colors, for instance, like this color brown, that color brown does not exist in nature. What you're looking at is a reflection of electromagnetic radiation that is hitting your eye and producing nervous system activity. It's a certain pattern. No one can explain to you where the hell brown is in your brain. It isn't anywhere. And the reason is because you're a concept. You're a concept looking at a concept. And that's the revolution. That's what's happening. We are going to realize that that's who we are. And out of that, we are going to start to realize the vast potential of our unconscious. Because the unconscious is what's creating brown. The unconscious translates the slanting buildings into depth. nervous system is receiving a lot more information than we have currently changed into concepts. Our culture is what develops our concepts, and culture is also all conceptual. So eventually, electromagnetic radiation is flowing through our bodies all the time. While it's doing it, it's creating tiny electric currents. Eventually, we're going to figure out how to sense electromagnetic radiation in all wavelengths. It may take thousands of years, but that current is flowing in our bodies right now. Eventually, we'll be able to read each other's minds. Why? Because the only thing that's actually happening when you're thinking is physiological states. Your thoughts are concepts. They aren't actually happening because you're a concept. Your consciousness is a concept. So why did I bring this out? Just to grab your attention. This I would have used as a hypnotic device back when I was doing some counseling and I used hypnosis. What I'm going to try to do with this, if I have time, does anyone know what? No one even.
I think you have a lot of time.
I got half an hour, yeah. Because this is going to take about 3 hours. Okay, guys, just sit inside, make yourselves comfortable. Right? All right. What I want you to do is to watch the inside of this bag. Try to fix your eyes on one of the little stars in here, and let it create the illusion of being three-dimensional. Like this is not a bag. This is a three-dimensional see-through cube that has sparkly stuff inside of it. Like, let it go inside if you can. Right? Ah, there we go. There's the time. Okay, well, at least I got to introduce that to you. All right, thanks.
Guys, keep it going.